everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with another live stream, with another edition of Crypto Morning Coffee. And today we have some really good topics here. We are going to start out with the economic outview. We have some banks falling apart again. We have the economy still in turmoil. We have some pretty good indicators on the global liquidity situation and how it influences Bitcoin, and why I think that the Bitcoin bull market is back on. But we are also going to have a pretty long stretched out, let's say, correction or bleeding out towards the end of the year. And we are obviously looking at price action, and most importantly, we are going to look at Ecomi and Veve. We are going to look at some stuff from the Veveverse, and also my absolute favorite topic, NFT crafting. So that's going to be pretty good. And yeah, welcome everyone. Make sure to smash a like on this video right now. And we are going to look. So Ecomi Skywalker was already here in the chat before the stream. Mitchell Locklear already started into the topics. I'm liking this very much. Have had the whole set from the very beginning, got it on drop, never got rid of it. Energy is here with the good vibes. Smarty Pants is already here. Welcome back. You have not missed a single stream. Omicron is here, morning, 2 a.m. in Canada. Greetings to Canada. If you're watching this video after that, so a couple of hours after that, make sure to use the timestamps to find your favorite topic. And also keep in mind that I'm a crypto and NFT investor and not your financial advisor. So please do your own research before you ape full degen into Bitcoin, altcoins, or the Veve collectibles, the Ecomi token, and so on. Also, I forgot to mention this. We are also going to talk a little bit about the community update that we have seen yesterday. I will give some opinions about that, but I think it's fair to say that we need to start in this with some overall news. So while I share my screen, I say hi to all chat gaming. Welcome back to the Crypto Morning Coffee here. And we have the screen right there. So you should be able to see this right now. So the First Republic Bank is crashing, is falling apart. And right now, to this second, the US government is coordinating to get meetings for saving that First Republic. So the stock is already closing down nearly 50%. We have, and it's potentially more contagion, more banks involved here. But we see here depositors withdrew more than 100 billion. Let me see if I can get this even bigger for you here. I think that should do it. Prompting fears for further bank collapses after the failure of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank being one of the biggest bank failures in the US history. First Republic stock closed nearly 50% down Tuesday after the San Francisco-based lender disclosed that it lost 40% of its deposit in the first quarter as the banking sector suffered its biggest crisis of confidence since 2007, 2008, which was the subprime crisis, the Lehman Brothers crisis, the financial crash. Now, that means that they have been basically knocked off their feet by the failures of the other banks, meaning that contagion is still spreading. Good morning, Moti Lee. Welcome to the stream here. We are going to jump right to the next one, which is also a pretty negative one. US growth slowed sharply in first quarter as the Fed pushed rates higher. So also here we have the GDP climbing by 1.1% on annual basis as customers spend heavily in face of elevated inflation. And we have the US economic growth therefore right at the place where the Fed basically aim to do it, because that means that that their rate hiking policy is taking effect, which also means that they might be taking the foot further off the gas. We have seen that they slowed down the rates. It is expected right now that the Fed does one more rate hike of a quarter, so 25 basis points, and then maybe pivoting, stopping. So yeah, we see here that other current countries have so far outperformed expectations in the first quarter, with China growing at an annual rate of 4.5%, driven by a consumer spending rebound after Beijing ended their health policy. Let's say that. So they had still some recovery potential there. Then also some failures here in the crypto space. Belgian crypto platform Bit4You suspends operations. So right here in Europe, people from Belgium in the time zone need to know this. After CoinLoan halts activity. So yeah, what we basically read here is the company explained the freeze in a blog post, claiming it was a necessary action to protect platform users and citing regulation against CoinLoan, a partnering cryptocurrency loan service from Estonia. So this loan service is in deep trouble, and therefore now these CoinLoan users or the users of Bit4You have to suffer that withdrawal. So keep your funds off of exchanges. That's my message to you. Even though it sucks, it basically putting your stuff on a ledger is an act. If you have never done it before, you have to deal a couple of hours with it to get it all done, like downloading Ledger Live and putting your Bitcoin, your Omi tokens, whatever altcoin on the ledger if you can, because some of the tokens are not supported by Ledger. But you should figure out how to do it, because then you really will be sleeping better after that. Next one is just a quick one about mass adoption. Positive news here. Crypto.com and Samsung are partnering to offer optimized crypto trading experience on Z Fold devices. So they are bringing out the Galaxy Z Fold with within let's say an advanced method or advanced tool to do some advanced app to do some crypto trading on crypto.com. So basically they are working here towards mass adoption, because obviously then Galaxy Z Fold users will be using crypto.com, and then in that turn also on crypto.com ape into all the good coins here. Now with that, let's get to the AI tool that JPMorgan created to analyze Fed speeches to signal trades. And that one is interesting in the sense that everyone is trying to ride the AI wave now. I'm surprised that in the community update from Veve we didn't hear about this. But let me just quickly give you one specific look here into that article, not reading everything out here, but JPMorgan launches this AI-powered tool that basically says if the Fed is leaning from the talks more dovish or more hawkish, and it's still displaying a more hawkish level. So yeah, we're pretty sure also with an 80% probability that we get this another 0.25 rate hike. So the Federal Reserve is expected to raise its benchmark interest rate by another 25 basis points to 5.25% next week, according to Bloomberg. And also interesting for Europe, because Europe is not even close to these levels yet. Justin says, I wish the gauntlet wasn't attached to a stand. So yeah, we are going to talk about the gauntlet in a second here, and I will pull that up again. That's actually a pretty good comment there. Quickly, US debt ceiling. Yeah. So this Quinton here, by the way, I should follow the guys that I'm pulling the content out of. US household passed bill to increase debt ceiling by 1.5 trillion. Once you realize there isn't an actual ceiling, you'll understand why you need Bitcoin. So what you can see from this chart here is basically how Democrats and Republicans have always hiked or always increased the debt ceiling, and right now it's being increased by another 1.5 trillion, which means that the central bank can basically now print and the government can give out in spending more debt that basically increases overall circulating supply and liquidity for the US dollar, and therefore it means that inflation is on the long term. Obviously, the devaluation on the long term of the dollar is continuing, which means that Bitcoin, be your own bank, is really a thing, right? We also see this in this chart here from TED Talks Macro, which I found interesting because that is actually a leading indicator and not a lagging indicator to the Bitcoin price, because we see here that US liquidity, whenever it plummets, and the global liquidity, so other central bank actions of tightening or easing, are front running the Bitcoin price. So we see the decline here in this liquidity first, and then we see it in the Bitcoin price, Bitcoin being the black chart here. And what we see right now is that basically, since the first banks went down in flames, we have already the US liquidity and the global liquidity coming up again. We saw this here, this final drop also around the Bitcoin bottom, and then coming up again. And now we see, obviously, it's not a correlation on this axis, right? It's more a correlation of up or down. So with a little tick up, Bitcoin can still make a massive move up. So that's basically what this chart is saying here. But it's very interesting numbers, because if we can, because if we can basically read this global liquidity, so basically putting money on the pile for all people, then we can also expect when Bitcoin is going to up or down. Now, this is also interesting here from Stock Money Lizards, a comparison of the 2009 Bitcoin cycle with the 2023 Bitcoin cycle, with the supposed bear market bottom here in November, and how it could unfold. And we are right now at this overhead resistance, this trapdoor overhead resistance that we have lost in the crucial crashes of Terra Luna and then FTX and all the other ones that went away with it. And what we can see here right now is that we should be in the next weeks on the cusp of another leg up, on another run up here for Bitcoin. And then somewhere, let's say in June, end of May to June, which also absolutely goes with this narrative of sell in May, go away, we should have an extended corrective period to this before we head into the new year with the halving. But there should be more upside before we have that and we trickle down to these levels. So that also means if it really happens in the same way, then if we break like the 32,000 for Bitcoin, means that then you can lean back and relax, do not have to buy into this pump move, and then you can just DCA on the way down again or so. Not financial advice at all. Now, this also reflects here in this bubble cycle from TA Analyst, where the bull run basically begins in his opinion, and these are the previous runs that we had. So we are heading out of this yellow zone into the bull zone. In his model, we should end up in the very peak at 350k Bitcoin. And if that happens, we all know what happens to our altcoins, right? But I'm more conservative on this, and I place this more like on 150k Bitcoin. But we'll see. I mean, if we really get a continuous inflation of 2 digits or of 6%, then why not? Why not inflating the value of the US dollar to really get there? And lastly, there is this point here of tech dev, basically saying whenever this CN 10-year DXY high yield spread, a combination of indicators, and we see also with the MACD here, whenever it flashed the green signal, the next parabolic move bull run for Bitcoin is on. So all of these basically are telling the same story from different angles. And yeah, let me know if you think that there's still more bearish coming, or do you think that these guys are spot on? Blaze is back. Hey, welcome back. We're living in interesting times. Bitcoin has never looked better as all governments continue to devalue dollar and fiat. Yes, I absolutely 100% agree with you. Even if market makers are manipulating the price short term here, as we see, we are basically flat on the day, but they are continuing to devalue currency outside, and also having banks with troubles means that people are looking for alternatives. Also, I would never leave like 20,000 euros just sitting in my bank, because first of all, it's subject to in Europe to almost 10% inflation. So if you just leave these euros under your pillow, you'd basically have a guaranteed -8, -10% on a yearly basis onto your purchasing power, which in the short, like when I go to the stock market, I can make up for it a little bit because I get dividends, I get somewhat of a return if I go into ETFs, right? And with Bitcoin, yes, with Bitcoin, actually right now on overall of my Bitcoin, I'm like more or less zeroed, but I'm just DCAing into Bitcoin because I know that the times are turning around, and then I will look way better in my portfolio than someone who has just saved up the money under his pillow, right? Because they took over the last years several -5, -8% hits on their cash without any option for upside. Smash that like button, fam. Thank you very much, Blaze, for the support. And guys, please smash the like button under this video so that the YouTube algorithm can understand that crypto in the morning is a good thing. Crypto morning coffee, taking a sip of the coffee here. And actually with that, heading over into OMI, we are closely observing that OMI price here after the community update, because we have called when this happened that we could be bearishly retesting this structure here, or this previous massive support that we had. We're still observing how this call from a non-TA expert works out, but so far it seems pretty spot on, because we are basically, we peaked a little bit above it, but ultimately we closed below it and we lost it there. And by the way, I want to show you something interesting on the weekly, because it's way better visible on the weekly how this looks. So first of all, if we look at the weekly here, we see we have lost the level, pumped back, and now we are getting rejected at it on a weekly candle. That one closes only in 2 days. The other one interesting here, in my opinion, is the RSI. We have never been oversold on the weekly RSI. So you cannot see that. There we go. Weekly RSI down below, or we can actually pull that up. So on the weekly, we have never been oversold for Ecomi. So I could imagine that during that extensive corrective phase of Bitcoin, that can still happen. And there's another thing. Let's look at the monthly for Ecomi, although maybe there's not enough data, but on the monthly, we are only in oversold territory right now. So what I want to see, obviously, is that on the monthly, we can get something like this, right? In the altcoin season then. Which would be, I'm already overshooting, so it should be looking more like this, right? So here we go. Anyways, that would be good for the Ecomi token on the monthly. I want to get, there it is. No, that's full screen. Where do I get back here on this? Okay, there we go. So anyways, that's the monthly chart of the OMI token. OMI token not around sufficient time for that, but I thought that was interesting. Quick look on our Veve whales before we get into so this is now updated to the 26th. So always 2 days lagging the statistics, but we see accumulation is slowly curving up again, and I expect this accumulation rate to increase with the announcements that we had. We see here that the fight over the 10th spot into the top 10 is continuing to go heavy. We see that here number 14 is already buying 716 collectibles. Number 11 bought almost 700 collectibles, and the other ones are stacking. But if number 11 and 14 are continuing like this, number 9 and 8 and 10 are in a spot, or at least 9 and 10 are in a spot to be overtaken, because there is only roughly 900, 800 collectibles left. So they are really in this MCP battle here together. So that is good to see. Yeah, maybe another indication of how early we are in that NFT space, because Bored Apes NFT sales have a total of 35% share of the entire NFT market volume, and because this one was created from Dapper Radar, basically there's also stats about Veve, so I guess Veve is also in that whole thing, and they are saying basically that when Yuga Labs is getting these 35% of the total market volume, they are basically saying, while some projects have rug pulled their communities, abandoning development, or I don't know that word, reneging on promises made to holders, or simply failing to live up to their expectations. So some people claim that's the case for Veve. I don't think that's. Yeah, I mean they are failing to live up to high expectations, but they are still continuing to build, even though that is slower. But overall, we see the market going into that direction, that now really the shit projects are being shaken out from the overall markets. Which brings me to Veve. Now Veve has brought out this trailer here of for the Avengers Infinity Wars, right? And we should look carefully at it. So this was the teaser, and the colors that were flashing are the Infinity Stones, right? So everyone knew right away that the Infinity Gauntlet was coming to the app. Now I will pause this one because basically it says here 5 years ago on the 27th of April, and then we had already the more toxic guys of the community coming out and saying and memeing that this was when the first promises were made to holders, or when Ecomi was founded. But now we have, so this is for from Marvel, the Avengers Infinity War, and there's a movie coming out, and here we have it. So basically this is the Gauntlet drop, and we see that all the stones, as suspected, we have talked about this months ago, that when I told you months ago on this channel, when I was going to load up on the gems, or not load up, but purchasing one of each of these gems that come into that gauntlet. And now it's time. So it says here, your showroom deserves the most powerful item in the universe. And that's where Justin says the pedestal looks ugly. I somehow agree with you. I think it shouldn't have a pedestal, because then you could do more stuff with it, right? But maybe, I hope one day we can take these items off, like also the mask from Bond, right? But what's an Infinity Gauntlet without Infinity Stones? And there we go. So here's the pedestal again with Infinity Stones. Yeah, it's pretty interesting as well. So there we go. Craft infinity stones. That's interesting because it says here craft infinity stones, but I thought we already had infinity stones. So maybe there's something else needed to put to for example to get the infinity stone out of the eye of Agamotto. So Energy says, will you destroy your stones? If it's necessary to get the gauntlet, I will. Because what good is the stone for me if I can get this gauntlet or some Thanos airdrops, right? So on the other hand, if everyone thinks like this, there should be a lot of infinity stones being destroyed, right? Which makes then the original stone maybe a very scarce item. But I will, maybe that is an incentive to go and hold at least some of the more rare stones, right? So Justin says, give me the option to give it a stand or not in the Veveverse. Yeah, I think that should be a thing. But maybe that's it. Maybe that's just an accessory. I don't know. But on the other hand, it should be an NFT, so it should be immutable, right? The soul stone is missing. Yeah, the soul stone is missing. So I thought that we only have to craft the soul stone. But here it says we are supposed to craft infinity stones, right? So yeah, so what I want to see is that you can choose another collectible and basically take its soul, and for that, so not only destroy some stones for the other one, but also some other random collectibles that you can just basically craft it out of. So for example, let's say I have super cheap bubbleheads that I don't want, so I can just go ahead and destroy a bubblehead collectible. That would be good and would make other collectibles more scarce. And once this is happening, then obviously, if collectibles become deflationary, that's good for when the bull run is on and basically more demand hits less collectibles, right? But let's see the teaser. It says empower the gauntlet. So does it hold any power? Snap your way to exclusive airdrops. And I think once you have that gauntlet with the stones, you become eligible for the airdrops. And because this is coming after that in this video, I think the Thanos here with the gauntlet at hand, and then also the Thanos with the helmet and the sword, basically. And really looks good. I love these super big swords. It looks good. And if you one day maybe can use these figures for something, that would be insane. Like if you have one of these. So I'm a big fan of what they did here. I like it. There's one of the many things that I like. And actually, this is one of the drops and mechanics that somehow gets me excited. And that it has been a long time that I got excited by a drop or something on the Veve app, because right now it was only, participate in a drop or not. Yeah, probably if I do not low mint, then probably I'll lose just money, might be buying on secondary, like with the alien posters, right? So I'm just waiting until the alien posters go lower, and then I buy the common poster just for me to have it on the vault. Good day, everyone. Crazy Dan for 20 here. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys have your coffee here locked and loaded with me. I enjoy these morning streams. I hope you do as well. If you do, smash the like button on this one. We are going to talk about the community AMA, or better community update here also a little bit. So therefore, let me just quickly switch to the phase mode. And because I took some notes here on this, or actually, let me get quickly back here because it was not the end of the video. Just let me get back here to this. It was not the end of the video there, because there's one more thing. Soulstone crafting starts Saturday, 6th of May. And then so the soulstone crafting starts in 1 week. And then the Infinity Gauntlet drops after crafting the soulstones. So you basically, you need to already prepare that you have to take part in a drop, so that will cost you gems, and we don't know how much the gauntlet will cost. So if you are already preparing crafting, you need to keep in mind that they might drop a gauntlet with like 50 gems price on us. That you need to include into your calculations. So details and breakdown video is coming soon. So I hope maybe the price info will be in that one already, so that you can decide. And yeah, so I like this a lot, as I said before. And now we are good to go to talk about the community update here. So let me get this ready here. Yeah, let me see the chat quickly and your comments. I thought more alien posters would be minted. Yeah, I thought so too. But on the other hand, you need to see that people know the gem mechanics and how they work right now. So they know that they can get the posters on secondary. So there's no need for everyone to mint them, because the people that speculate on good mint numbers will mint some. If they don't get it, they will sell under retail. And then the people that really want the poster can just go and purchase them lower. Obviously, if then prices increase because many people purchased on secondary, more people will start gambling on the mint, because it's still a valuable gamble if you only lose a couple of gems. Hope Veve is upping their game with picture frame and pedestal designs. Maybe something we can buy with Omi as accessories. So actually, that brings me to another point, because there was let's put this in front, because in the community update, there was another preview on the Metaverse, and I'll put this up here as you said this, and we actually saw that you can change the colors on accessories there. So I don't know why they put such a laggy video out there, right? So in the beginning, look at this. In the beginning, it looks like 3 frames per second or so. Yeah, so that's the demo of the Veveverse right now. I think it's looking pretty cool. People are hating on this because probably because the frames per second are not ideal, but I think it's pretty cool for some demo stuff. It's a little bit glitchy sometimes, it looks, but yeah, so the lighting looks good. Yeah, so here on the Patrick Hughes art, obviously the resolution of that video is not so good, but here you see the color picker. So I think that was pretty interesting, so that you can actually take the accessory like a wall or distributing wall or something and put it in blue. We see here the Aston Martin that I also own, and the motorbike from James Bond. So someone here is a really big James Bond fan. Yeah, that was basically the Veveverse. I'm not stoked about this, but I don't think that it's super bad. I think that it's just a preliminary phase. But on the other hand, this is what I always said, like on Twitter and everywhere in social media, people go crazy about like, hey, the Veveverse might be coming out, the Veveverse. Guys, what the heck? Why do we need the Veveverse right now? We don't need the Veveverse right now. We need the basic milestones. We need like MCP phases that people have something to do in the app that we have right now. We need something for Omi, like Omi to NFT. We need interoperability to launch our collectibles. We don't need the Veveverse right now. From my perspective, they can take another whole year for the Veveverse and just say that, and look, guys, we want to make it right. Let's take a whole another year for the Veveverse, and I would be totally fine with that. I would be really fine with that. If they say from this point here, hey, this is the alpha, whatever demo, we take another year and make something really good. Anyways, I'm glad I didn't stack the coins. The stones, yeah, okay. Unrecord gameplay looks 100x more realistic. Unreal, you mean? Or I was at Anaheim DCon last year where they showed it. I got to try the headset. Very cool experience. You can also view the Veveverse in augmented realities. See other users moving in your space. Crazy. Yeah, that is something that they said in the AMA. or in the community update that you can invite other people that cannot do anything in the space, but then again, you can also invite co-creators so that you could actually make a living of designing the spaces once there are really many people in. So for example, if you are a vaultaholic and you're really good at designing stuff, like designing vaults and being creative, you could charge for coming to someone's vault and doing a crazy design for them. So I would, let's say you would just be like, okay, guys, give me $30-$50, whatever, I design your space in an hour or so. That would be a business model, right? People could be, depending on where you live in the world, you could make a living off of that, because $50 in some parts of the world is a hell of a lot of money for some people. Vivecrypt says Pokemon Go is coming soon with the Apple headset. That's absolutely crazy. And if that happens, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I'm a huge Pokemon Go fan. And if that is coming with a good headset experience and that headset doesn't make me dizzy, I would certainly invest into that experience. And only going to go and host this on this channel as well. If there's some way to be playing that on this channel, then I will certainly do that. I don't know how this can work with a headset and being outside with this, but I sure as hell will try it. Anyways, so that's the story here of the Veveverse. Now let's get out here with the face mode, and let's talk about some other points mentioned in that community update. So a little recap of the community update here. One more comment by Blaze. I'm super keen to see Veveverse in AR once good AR glasses are available and catch on the space will be blow up. Yeah. So I think it will. It certainly will. It will take a little bit more, but I think with that AR glass, we should be Bullrun ready with a good version. I mean, we all know that the first version is never the biggest deal, but look at the iPhone now after the iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, really clumsy little objects that we had there. If I look back at that, it's so hilarious. That iPhone that I had, like the iPhone 3 that I had, is so hilarious. Vivecrypt says the headset is going to be AR and VR. Pokemon Go is AR. Yeah. So I will be running around with that headset. And I don't care how much it costs me, honestly, because they say it's something like $3,000 or so. I'll definitely go for that one. In order that I can, guys, make sure to smash up the like button to have a free way of supporting this channel. Anyways, so first in the Veve AMA or in Veve community update, they were addressing in the beginning the frustrations of the fan. They were somehow saying that they are experiencing it differently, because they were saying that they have always the best of the community in mind. They said they are focusing on the long term, that they more or less hinted to the technical debt that they have, that we also discussed last time on this channel, and that they said that now the infrastructure, so everything in the back is building very good, with Mitch, Dan, and Nestor being in the lead there. And there's no other way than either believing or not believing them right now, because everything in terms of criticism, delays, not bringing things that are promised since 2 years, everything of that has been said. It has all been said that their communication is not good. It has all been said right now. So we can either roll around and continue to say that, which I will, but other than that, we have to believe what they say, or we need to basically be mad about it, what we already know since months, that they are not good at communicating. But they communicated at least that. They said they are sorry for breaching all these timelines. And I want to believe that they are correct here. So I'm going to stick, obviously, with the project. I'm going to be patient. I have not sold a single collectible, have not sold a single Omi. I will also continue to degenerately DCAing into Omi once my price points are playing out. And tens of thousands of users are coming into the app, Dan says, but unfortunately they are not going through KYC, which means that they are shifting a little bit their, let's say, paradigm on who can participate in drops and who can't. So they said that once you have a little bit of a track record, even though you didn't KYC yet and you purchased some collectibles from the secondary market, you'll be also able to participate in drops even though you haven't KYC'd yet. So this is together with that they are going to do the first waitlist drop, in short, with a Veve logo. And I think that's a good thing, because I mean, if you have someone download the app, figure out the app, and then you cannot do anything in the app, you're not going to do the KYC first. You want to have at least some experience of the app to then see that KYC is valid or is something that is really worth doing, going through the annoying trouble of doing it. Everyone knows how annoying KYC is, and then you pick out your identity, and then you have to fill in that and take a photo of some proof of that you really live in this area, and yada yada yada. So it sucked. Even for me, it sucked, and I was like, for my girlfriend's account, I was like waiting, I don't know how many weeks to do that as well. So I can understand that mass adoption is hindered by something like KYC, and I think that's a good middle ground to have people experience something, get addicted to it, or see the collectibles that they want, and then have to do KYC. So for example, they could do like in some drops you can participate, in some drops not. So they should do it like you can participate in every drop, and then something like the Miles Morales drop comes up that is a real grail, and then you can only do the KYC to participate in this drop. So that would be good to have them then, okay, now I really want to try my luck and I have to do KYC. Energy says, what do you think about the new Niantic release with Monster Hunter? I haven't seen it yet, honestly. I will look at it though. Justin says, how much Omi do you got? Still sitting on 2 million. I know that at this point in time, it's not much, and there are many people that have way more Omi. But on the other hand, I moved to this apartment now. There's a lot of investments going into my personal infrastructure here. So buying a new fridge, buying a new table. So we have been living in a completely equipped apartment with furniture that was already provided, was already there for the past 4 years. And now we move to an apartment that has no furniture whatsoever. So you can imagine the investment that needs to go into this. And I'm not as degenerate as some other people. I'm not Randy. So I really need to purchase. I cannot live without a closet, a bed, a kitchen, and something else. So I'm buying this right now, and I'm sleeping very well with this. So I think there's plenty of time to accumulate Omi, since they once again did not bring any real updates on Ecomi right now. So I think price will just bleed with every new Bitcoin correction and every new Bitcoin pump, because we have seen that Bitcoin corrects and Omi corrects, and Bitcoin pumps and Omi corrects. So I think there's plenty of time to still accumulate. I don't give much on these artificial pumps there. Still waiting for Monster Hunter NFT and Veve. Yeah, actually, isn't that this little jump and run game from way back? What also was there from Monster Hunter? I remember that because my girlfriend made me play it. So yeah. Anyways. What else has been said there? They said that they are doing more marketing efforts. So they are going with the new blog, and the blog posts, they look pretty good. I mean, we have looked together at the Alien blog post, at some others of upcoming drops, and I think they look good. On the other hand, I don't know if it's a milestone to celebrate like as a mass marketing effort, but it sure as hell helps. So why not? Then they commented on the paused payouts. And they said they have the payout still active for the US, and for Europe it will still take, or Europe and the rest of the world, it will take a while. And I think, and then they were going on rambling about something with money laundering laws and whatever, and I don't buy it. It just sucks, because why can the US pay out and why can the EU not? So I mean, I don't care because I don't use the payout right now. I'm not going to cash out before the next bull run, or only in the next bull run maybe. So I don't care right now. But on the other hand, what is that? Like having one country being able to cash out and having another whole continent to sit there with their collectibles, and they cannot take advantage of like low OMI prices, just sell collectibles to get into OMI or whatever. So I think that sucks, and they are putting the blame on Wire, but Wire came out and said that there is no problem at all. So I don't know what's going on with that. But also expect my new video coming out today, because yesterday I didn't launch the video because first of all, I was lazy as hell and it wasn't edited fully yet. And secondly, the Veve AMA, the Veve community update came out. And so I watched that and took notes for us here to discuss it. So yeah, GM from Norway. So Iverson, K. Iverson, greetings to Norway. Hope you have a good time there and good weather. I bought Minnie and 2 Mickey Disney 100 posters for my daughters. I believe these are grail and will be highly sought after when more users come in. Minnie and 2 Mickey Disney 100 posters. Mint number 100 or what? Or the 100? Oh, the 100-year posters. So the ones with the potion. Congratulations. These are going. I think these are going to be very scarce in the end, because I think they're only a couple of 100 minted, because so many people speculate on having that potion collectible that now in the end the posters came out super scarce, because one potion turns into one out of these 4. So either way, the posters will be very scarce, depending on which motive you have on that. Then they commented also on the MCP that there's still recalculation going on. I have MCP. I don't know what the number means to me right now, but I'm looking at it and trying to figure out what I need to do for a number to go up, right? Sure as hell, my number will go up with the gauntlet now, because I will have to take some action in the market probably to get the gauntlet, unless it's so expensive that it's not worth and just purchasing whatever gauntlet airdrop afterwards from the market. Then we have the MCP and OUP is now being merged into loyalty. And the hope here is that they do not basically make people only stake OMI to get more MCP points, because that would defeat the purpose. Energy says he has no MCP. A lot of people have no MCP, and at the community update, they also said that it's really random. And I believe that it is really random because, first of all, they have given MCP to some people without any collectibles. So that is what happens if it's random. But until there is nothing to do with it, I don't care. Yeah, that's. I wanted to have it obviously as a content creator, so I was waiting a long time. I only got 1 week ago. I was waiting a long time, and it sucks if you're a content creator and you don't have it, so you cannot try it out, and then you cannot tweet about it, and yet you cannot present it to your audience. So that really sucks. But yeah, anyways, they also said. They also announced here the merge and burn feature, which is what we are going to try it right now with the gauntlet. I think there's more of this stuff coming, because they said there will be, for example, comic prototypes or prototype collectibles where you have to merge or craft and burn a lot of collectibles into one, which then will be the deflationary aspect there. Yeah. So Roman says. Yeah, they said that we will have MCP for all by end of May. And SmartyPants says, lol, in the community update, Dan said, if you are a high-level user and you haven't received your MCP yet, it's more than likely that you just have so much data that needs to be gone through. I don't know. It's weird because there, for example, Dr. Profit already has it, and he's a high-level user. He has the biggest stuff, the biggest vault ever, and he already has access to it. So that for sure cannot be the reason, because some of the biggest whales already have it, and there's so much to. Carlo is here also. Good morning from Germany to Germany. We were just going over here over the discussion of the community update, what we have from it. Then they said again, the waitlist functionality is there, and they are going to really do something with it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's not next year, this time next year. And yeah, so I think that was overall the most important stuff from the community update. Let me know in the chat if I forgot something. Overall, I think it's more of soon, because honestly, what have they told us that really has been finalized? I mean, if they really were cleaning up their technological deficits, then so be it. I'm happy for them, but I mean, we are going to go over this probably next week in one of the live streams. Pull up the roadmap update that I made. What was that, like 6 months ago? And we can look at all the things that were on the roadmap and look how many were actually executed and done. I think, do I have anything more? Guys, make sure to smash up the like button. We're coming to the end of the stream here. And on your way out, please make sure to subscribe if you like this session. I have to go into the hamster wheel, create some money that I can ape into my gauntlet then. Zombie Attack News says, got 590 points. 105,590 points. MCP 27 master collector status. Full sets 54, because the MCP access I completed says just because I want more points daily. Just because, and it's a little bit difficult to read that sentence though. Just because, and others are doing the same, ranking up. Yeah, I think that's it. People are ranking up in let's say good faith that there's a lot coming for this, and I will also purchase a little bit here and there, but I will not focus so much in whatever collectible. I will still be focusing on the scarce stuff. Anyways, guys, no breakfast streams on the weekend, but there will be my new video coming out later today, in the evening today. Taffy Jones is here. Good morning. We're already at the end of the stream, Taffy. So if you have missed it, you need to go back a little bit and see what we have discussed. But good to see you. And I will say, smash the like button once more. Please support me here on the channel. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And have a great weekend once your workday is over. And see you in the next live stream, probably on Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday day. So probably on Tuesday, but I will be announcing that on Twitter. Anyways, see you in the next live stream.